if you've noticed that you have got this hoarding mentality where all that you're doing is playing defense, you probably have gotten to a very unhealthy place mentally and for your business. Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way, I only know the hard way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I am Devin Dickinson, and today I want to talk about having a hoarding mentality in business. And let me explain this to you first. So you all watch the show like Hoarders. You've seen it before. You probably know somebody in your life or your sphere that probably has, maybe they're not a hoarder to the degree that they're going to be on television, but they have a hoarding mentality, right? You walk into their garage and it's top to bottom full, or they've got a storage bin out in the back that you can't even walk through because they have saved everything. And I know some folks like this over the years. And what I've realized is that most of them have that type of mentality because they've had scarcity in the past, right? And they've had really hard times, maybe a hard childhood. And so now they have this mentality where they have to hold on to everything because there were times in their life when they didn't have anything. And so it creates this kind of hoarding mentality. And I think that's true for us as individuals, but then it also translates into business. And I know this because I have had this in my own life. I've had, years where business has gone really well and, I'm super aggressive and optimistic. And then all of a sudden I've had times when things have not gone well in business. And I notice that very quickly I get this hoarding mentality. I get this mentality where all that I do is play defense rather than any type of offense in business. I get this mentality where I feel like the sky is always falling. And I start to become this person who won't take a chance, who tries to, only pull in profit, who all the decisions that I make, my hiring decisions, my growth decisions, my forecasts, everything become a hoarding mentality, and it's not healthy. And I'm not saying not to be thoughtful about economic conditions and to adjust your company. Obviously when, times are great, you want to double down. When times are tough, you probably do want to play a little more defense. You probably do want to be a little more conservative, but I'm talking about when it becomes unhealthy. Right. And once it becomes unhealthy is when we have that hoarding mentality in business. And I know for me, this happened when COVID happened. When COVID happened, I was like, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. And I don't know if it was just me, but that's how I reacted. And I immediately had this hoarding mentality. And I will tell you that I missed the opportunity on the far side of COVID because, as most of you know, after that first 6 months of COVID, all of a sudden the economy went on a tear. And I missed a lot of opportunities personally because I got to the unhealthy point of having a hoarding mentality rather than having, like I said, it's okay to play defense, it's okay to play offense, but it became unhealthy. And for me personally, that unhealthiness made me miss opportunities. It probably held our company back longer than we should have. And so we have to recognize and do a lot of self-evaluation and reflection as the leaders of the business that is like, hey, do I have a healthy balance between, playing offense and playing good, solid defense, within the current economic conditions? Is my outlook healthy or is my outlook unhealthy? And am I getting this hoarding mentality where all that I do is play defense? All that I'm doing is trying to survive. That's when it starts to cross over into this unhealthy business relationship. Also unhealthy for you personally because you have anxiety, you have fear, and all of your motivation revolves around fear. So my challenge to you today isn't to tell you just play offense. My challenge to you today is to apply these things to your business where you have a correct balance of offense and defense that reflect the current economic times and the current economic environment that your business is in. if you've noticed that you have got this hoarding mentality where all that you're doing is playing defense, you probably have gotten to a very unhealthy place mentally and for your business. Think about this. Apply this to your company today, and I know it'll help you. I'm Devin, and this is a Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast.